Hi, and welcome to the Commissioner's Report. I'm your host, Jeff Foley, and I'm joined by District 1 Commissioner George Lindsey, who's also the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners, and Marie Herbster, administrator of the Polk County Sheriff's Office Animal Control Division. Thank you for joining me today, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Morning.
First obvious question, who do we have?
This is Mozzarella. So Mozzarella is a 2-month-old lilac point. So she is available for adoption, and she's the sweetest little baby.
She likes snacks, as we've seen so far today. I will try not to make a lot of cheesy jokes as we go today. What a cute name, Mozzarella. Marie, can you give us a little bit of an overview of what animal control does, what services you provide to the county?
So animal control enforces the county ordinance. We enforce dangerous dog laws, and we do rabies investigation reports. We make sure that there's no roaming dogs, and that animals that they're registered with the county through our county license program.
And Commissioner, I know through conversations I've had with you and other places, I know that helping animals is something that's near and dear to you, and you have an animal of your own. Can you tell me a little bit about why you're so interested in helping animals?
Well, you know, all the pressures that Polk County is facing with growth across the board, certainly animal control seeing some of those pressures. And the idea was to bring more attention to the fact that these folks do a great job, and we have an abundance of cats and dogs that are available for adoption that find their way into the system. And Marie's job is to help find homes for these animals, and her team does a great job. It's overwhelming, but she has a great relationship with the various other private agencies and nonprofit agencies that help with adoptions and placement of animals. So I'd like her to explain a little bit how this one became in her possession, and how folks go about getting in touch with the office, you know, and picking the animal to take home to be part of your family.
And I think that's a great question. I would love to know how Mozzarella came to be at Animal Control, and what's a day in the life of Mozzarella like right now?
So Mozzarella came when a good citizen, good Samaritan, they found her as a little tiny baby and brought her into us, and then she's with us, and we kind of rehabbed her, fed her, give her a bunch of love. Yeah, as you can see, she's well behaved, and she runs around an office with us all day. And then when someone just has to pick her, they come to Animal Control and they say, I want to adopt that cat. They'll do a pre-questionnaire and say, we'll make sure that they have no violations or anything like that. And then once they're cleared that they'll be a good fit, then they can adopt the cat.
And I can attest, having been through the process a couple times, that it's pretty easy to come and pick an animal.
Yes.
But it does seem like you guys do your diligence and make sure that they're not going to the wrong people as well.
Yes.
I'm sure that's pretty important. What are some of the bigger obstacles you face?
So it's sheer numbers is what we face. We take in about 14,000 animals a year. And with the county growing, people are moving in and bringing their animals, and they don't know that they have to register their animal or that they can't roam. They have to stay on the property. So about Animal Control's jobs, about 50% education and about 50% enforcing is what we do, and it's a lot of educating constantly because people don't know. When
someone comes to consider adoption of a dog or a cat, what's the process? You've spayed and neutered the animals and done the health checks and that sort of thing?
So when an animal comes in, they will be seen by our veterinarian and our vet tech staff, and they'll get, if it's a cat, they'll get their vaccines. They'll get, if they're here for 2 weeks, if we have them for 2 weeks, they'll get their second set of shots, they'll get dewormed, they'll get their county license, they'll be spayed and neutered, and then they'll be ready for adoption. If it's a dog, they get their heartworm test, they get their vaccines, they get dewormed as well, and they also get flea prevention. All animals get flea prevention as well.
And where are the funds coming from to do that?
Bingo. That's part of a $2.5 billion budget that the county recently passed. It's part of a broad spectrum of services that are expected and glad to provide, and their team does a great job. You probably got an adoption services coming up soon in the community?
Yeah, we actually, every Saturday, we're filled because we do special events. We love to go out into the community and get positive relationships with every citizen. So every Saturday in October, we're filled for events. And then we also have, every Saturday, we do free adoptions to help increase.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, we want to increase our life-saving efforts and get the word out that we do free adoptions every single Saturday. And then December 9th is our huge Christmas event. It'll be at Animal Control where people can come with their animals and get their pictures with Santa. Mm-hmm. We have a 3D interactive, my office gets turned into Santa's village, and you can get your pictures there. We also do free events, free adoptions. There's kids activities, vendors, and everything like that.
So I would think that the spaying and the neutering is a really important part of the process and helps hopefully to keep down the numbers that you talked about. Mm-hmm. How many animals are coming in annually and how many are going to homes?
It's about 14,000 that come in annually, and there's about 7,000 or 8,000 that go out annually, and that's through rescue, our rescue groups. Other private organizations, they also adopt and take. We transfer out to rescues, fosters, and like the SPCA and the Polk County Bully Project, mm-hmm. And other rescues like that. They help us tremendously, and then it's through adoptions.
That's fantastic. And how big is your operation? How many people work for animal control?
There's 69 allotted positions for animal control.
And I know when I've come on a Saturday, I meet volunteer after volunteer after volunteer, a lot of folks from the sheriff's office. It's been pretty inspiring to see how many people are involved and donate their time to that.
Yeah, we couldn't do a quarter of what we do without our volunteers. They're extremely important to us.
So, Commissioner, are there other things you think that the community or Polk County could be doing to reduce the number of animals that are running the streets?
Well, first, it starts with responsible pet ownership, and that's where it begins and ends. Not allow your dog or cat just to wander around the neighborhood, creating more little babies and more little babies. That's the biggest act, is to be a responsible pet owner and show love and care and respect to the pets. More often than not, folks in different life circumstances have to move from one place to another. The new landlord, they can't have pets, or there have been some other life-changing event in their family, and they have to make tough decisions to give up their pet. But the idea is to keep them healthy, get them in the system, and let somebody else adopt that pet and expand their family.
And I know that you guys are pretty active online and on social media. How important is that piece of what you do to getting pets in homes?
It's extremely important. Social media is a thing of the time now, and it's one of our biggest advertising tools. And I'm actually on there every single day, after hours, at night, on there, what's the trends, and how do I get more views for the animals, and how do I get the animals more out there. And we can post, hey, this has been our longest resident, and within a couple days, usually that animal's adopted just by sheer views of the magic of Facebook.
Yeah.
And we now have an Instagram account as well.
Awesome. I'm sure we will link to that so people can do that. If people want more information or they want to come out on a Saturday, where can they get that information?
So our website is thepolksheriff.org/animal services. Or our Facebook is Polk County Animal Control and Florida. And then our address is 7115 D. Castro Road in Winter Haven. It's right at Winter Lake Road and the Polk Parkway. And we are open for adoptions Monday through Saturday from 10 to 4.
Awesome. And again, I can attest as somebody who's adopted a couple pets from there, that it's a really easy process and that the people are wonderful to the pets.
It is, thank you.
Is there anything we'd like to add to the conversation? Anything I'm missing?
Been a great experience. They do a great job to the most vulnerable, and so it's our responsibility to watch out for the most vulnerable.
Well, Commissioner Marie, I appreciate you being here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for this episode of the Commissioner's Report. I'm your host, Jeff Foley, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and like our social media.